Thank you for joining me on your mats today. I am Tracy and I'm going to be taking you through 3 yoga stretches that are going to decrease low back pain. So I don't know about the rest of you, but I know I've had my fair share of low back pain over the years for various reasons. Originally an injury, but then perhaps too much time on my feet, too much time sitting down. Long story short, low back pain, which I think most of us can relate to. Of course, I am on my yoga mat. You actually don't need to. You can just jump on the floor if you've got a nice carpeted floor at home. Something is a little bit soft underneath you. Feel free to lay down. You can do these stretches anywhere, anytime. So the 3 stretches I've got for you are going to firstly start to lengthen out the front of the hips. We're going to ease out that low back and then work through the side of these hips, which quite often people don't include in these stretches. So if you do these stretches a couple times a week, regularly, consistently, you're going to see a huge difference in that low back pain. It's definitely going to be reduced. For some of you, it may disappear altogether. So these are the ones to have in your vault after a long day. Jump on the floor and let's get started. So the first one we're going to do is called a low lunge. So coming onto your knees. Now, if you have sensitive knees, roll up a mat or throw a blanket or a towel or even a pillow under your knees just to reduce that intensity. Take your right leg forward. Nice big step here. Our low lunge, we're actually going to press forward into that front heel. The knee is over the ankle or slightly behind, never forward of that ankle. So I tend to have to slide a little bit once I get there. So you may find your flexibility, this may be enough for you. Some of you may have a little bit more flexibility. You can start to power forward. I hope you can see that in the camera there, lengthening out. So what we're doing here is stretching this hip flexor on the left side. So the hip flexors quite often get short and tight, and that can definitely lock up that low back area or cause some discomfort. So it's nice to lengthen these out, especially if you've been sitting for long periods. You can have your hands on your knees. You can lean forward a little bit or you can come up. I just want to note here, if you do want to rise up, that's okay. But what you don't want to do is lean back and start compressing that low back, yeah? So when we rise up, we sit the hips back a little bit, lift ourselves up nice and tall, and then press forward or let the gravity sort of press the hips forward in this risen position. So it's gravity and an exhalation that's going to stretch you out. So 5 to 10 breaths on that side. Ease yourself back. I'm already starting to feel a little liveliness there. Let's change sides. So step the left foot forward. Inhale nice and tall. And exhale. Let the gravity move you forward. Hands to hip knee if you'd like. If you're feeling any compression here, any discomfort in that low back, come back, reset, inhale. And then exhale, hips move forward and let that chest follow the hips. How deep you go is up to your hip flexors. Naturally, I'm a little bit more flexible, although I can't do the splits, I'll be honest. 5 to 10 breaths, lengthening out this right hip flexor. Beautiful. When you come out, inhale to ease out, exhale to release. Pop your pillow aside. Let's lay down. It gets really easy from here, the lying down positions. So now we're coming into that low back region. So once you're here, you're going to hug your knees into your chest, grab them with your arms and compress down on the exhalation. So just hug the knees in towards your belly there. That actually is a nice little massage for the digestive system too. So as you hug those knees in, we're getting this little lower back release. Another option here, if you want to make it a little more dynamic, hold on to the knees. Inhale, extend the knees away. Exhale, hug in. So inhale and exhale. Good. So that is a nice little option if you would like to make it a little more dynamic. The other option, which I teach in yoga all the time, is circles. If that feels right and it feels nourishing and like a really good massage, do a few circles in one direction and then a few circles in the other. When you're ready, just let the feet slide down. So our final pose to reduce low back pain is our lying twist. So you're going to take those arms out nice and wide. You can have them up beside you or outstretched, whatever works for you. The feet are about hip width apart and the knees are in line with the hips. We're going to just inhale, hug those legs in, exhale, lower them down to the right side and let the knees drop. So they'll stack. If you need a pillow in there, in between the two legs, that's okay. Pop something in there or pop a hand to support. What you're feeling is this stretch across the left hip. We're actually lengthening from this back shoulder across to the front hip, and you'll feel this little pull on the side area. Quite often an area we don't tend to stretch is that hip socket. Now, if you'd like to intensify the stretch, what you can do is come back to center, cross your legs, so left leg over right, arms out wide, exhale and lower. That's going to intensify the stretch. So if you want to increase how this stretch feels in your body, cross your legs. The third option, so third level of intensity, is take the right leg long, hug your left leg in, and then pull it across your body. So this is really intense. This is not for everyone. You might want to come into this one. If you're not feeling it in stage 1 or stage 2, this is a really good one to do as well. So 5 to 10 breaths, help your knees into center. Let's prepare on the other side. So inhale and exhale, let the knees fall. Of course, cross the leg. Choose the option that's right for you. Close your eyes, drift away for 5 to 10 breaths. Feel that lengthening from this shoulder to that hip, and you'll feel it around the outside of that hip socket, sort of the meaty part of the buttock. Roll to center. A couple ways to come up. You can rock and roll yourself up, or you can roll to your right side. So just a reminder, 3 stretches for low back pain. We started with the hip flexor stretch, so that low lunge, the right leg forward for 5 to 10 breaths and switch sides. Then you're going to lay on your back, hug your knees in and either stay static or give it a little wiggle around. And then our lying twist, 1 to the right side, 1 to the left. It's 3 moves, a few times a week. It's going to make a remarkable difference to nurturing and supporting that low back, releasing any tension and allowing you to move more freely and comfortably in your daily life. Thank you once again for joining me, Yogi Tracy, on your mat, with this beautiful hints and tips on how to create a beautiful, safe, low back experience. Namaste.